Is a highly allocated bottle in this blind? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today's going to be a fun video and I cannot wait to get into it. I let my wife have free reign to the bar behind me and pick out 4 bottles of bourbons to pour in this blind in their respective glasses A, B, C, and D. For their respective glasses, we have little answer keys that we will get into at the end of the video that represent what each bourbon is in that glass. I've got absolutely no idea what they are. It could be George C. Stagg, it could be Stagg Jr., it could be E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. I let her have free reign and I cannot wait to get into it. If you guys enjoy this, make sure you drop the like, leave a comment down below on if you expected any of these bottles to be in this blind, and if you're brand new, smash that subscribe button. We always go left to right and then fast forward right to left so that we can get to the fun stuff. So without further ado, let's get into glass letter A and see what this one's all about. These are hefty pours in these glasses too, I gotta say. And I think the A might be the darkest off of the visuals. D is a little dark too, but I can't wait to get into these. I told her, you know, try and stay in the same like ballpark of proof and stuff like that, but you never know. She's a little crazy. I get deep dark cherry off of A. A has a really, really nice cherry note. A little molasses and brown sugar with a touch of wood. And that wood is like, it's got that oaky presence to it, but it's not sweet, it's not bitter, it just comes off as a nice oak forward presence in there that lingers behind those sweet notes. So let's get in the palate of A. A is really good. A is really good. Lots of oak, a little bit of spice, a little cinnamon, a little touch of nutmeg. There is a hint of star anise in that, and it comes through very, very strong. That is really nice. That is a very nice oak forward. Not super hot on the palate, but it does give you a little bit of a kick on the tip of your tongue, but it does not follow down into your, going down your throat and into your chest area. A is good. A is really nice. Let's get into B. These have also been breathing for about 20-25 minutes, so I was giving these the best possible outcome that they could possibly have on the nose, so we weren't just jumping right into it after she poured them. B is much different on the nose. B's nose is a strong, high vanilla note coming off of it. Super sweet and confectionery almost. Very, very sweet, very bright compared to the darkness that was off of A. That's a really, really nice nose. I don't know if it's better than A. I say it would probably be on par, but they are vastly, vastly different. Let's get in the palate. So B has a little bit more of a bitter quality that rolls in over the tongue, but it's followed by a really nice sweet oaky presence. There's a little bit of an espresso, a little bit of a chocolate note that comes off of this as well that makes me think that this might be a higher rye because of that spicy bitterness, but it's not a bad bitterness. I don't want that to come into effect from what I'm saying there, because this is really nice, but I don't know if it's better than A. Wow, A is so nice compared to, I think that A might be a little bit better than B, but let's get into C. Oh wow, C's nose was butterscotch forward. A little bit of honey on there too. These don't have a lot of proof. This doesn't have a lot of proof coming off of it. Honey and butterscotch are those strong dominant notes that are coming off of this. Light fruits. And there's a little kick of vanilla, but not a lot. Let's get to the palate. C definitely has a little bit more proof, but with that, it is packed full of really, really nice sweetness. That is probably the sweetest out of the 3. Not the most complex, but the sweetness that comes through on C is very, very nice. And it almost has a little bit of a mapley quality, right? Maple, honey, and that butterscotch note comes through on the palate, and that's probably where you're getting that really nice sweetness that you got on the nose that came through on the palate as well. That is really, really pleasant. It's got the most overall well-balanced nose to palate to mouthfeel to finish out of the 3 so far, I think. So I'm gonna just push C up ahead a little bit because I do think that C is my favorite out of the three. But we've got one more to get into. And D definitely looks like it might be the darkest now that I'm going into it. And that doesn't mean anything in my opinion. We got to get into it. We got to dig into that nose. We got to get into the palate and see what this bad boy tastes like. I get some really, really delicious dark cherries off of this. This is cherry and vanilla forward. Lingering sweet oak and apple skins. I get apple skins off of this. It's so weird. You almost get that tannicness off of just the nose itself, and I'm excited to get into the palate of this because this one, the nose is the most interesting, and this is a very, very fun nose because it's got a lot to go into. Pears and apples and dark cherries and vanilla. A little bit of oak. Man, that's so nice. This nose is most likely the best out of the four, but let's get into the palate, see what it's got to offer. The palate, unfortunately, falls a little flat. I get a lot of heat on the tip of my tongue, and there's not a long finish that follows behind this glass right here. This glass was out just as fast as it was in, and it's very unfortunate because I thought that this one had potential off of the nose. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but I don't think it's as good as the first three. So at this point, we are going to reset this. We're gonna move this bad boy right back here. I'm gonna go cleanse my palate, and we're gonna fast forward right to left, and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna find out what came in fourth, third, second, and first, and what those respective glasses are in these bad boys right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this part is where we fast forward and I dive deep into these glasses and see the nuances and what one is going to come out on top. And I don't know if I'm more excited to see what comes out on top or what all four of these are. But without further ado, let's fast forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our order, and I went back and forth between C and A so many times, and this was one of the hardest decisions that I've had to make probably in 2024 in these blinds. And the one thing that put C in front of A was the longevity of the finish. How long C lasted compared to A for the finish is what put C just a little bit ahead of A. And I would be rest assured and I will be flabbergasted at whatever C is if it's anything like crazy compared to what A possibly might be. You know, even B and D, we've got absolutely no idea what these bourbons are until we open these up. So without further ado, let's find out what D was, which was last place. And D was 2XO Innkeeper's Blend. So there we go. That was D, Innkeeper's Blend from Dixon Deadman. Let's find out what letter B was, which was third place. In third place, we have Old Forester Single Barrel 100 Proof. So that was the Central Jersey Bourbon Society's newest release. Very, very interesting. All right, here we go. We've got 104 proof, we got 100 proof. Let's see what these two are, right? Let's get second place. We got A in second place, and these were the two that went back and forth, and I'd be very, very shocked to see what these two are. So here we go. Letter A is Penelope Architect French oak staves at 104 proof. I'm going to just guess that she grabbed this closest one here, and that is the original Architect from Penelope. That one right there is the closest one. That came in second place. And in first place, letter C, drum roll please, because this one right here was the longest finish out of the 4, and it was absolutely delicious. And we have Barrell Bourbon Batch 35. Just so you guys see that there on that piece of paper, Barrell Bourbon Batch 35. And Barrell Bourbon Batch 35 is coming in at 117.5 proof. So we got a little bit of a extra proof advantage for Barrell Bourbon Batch 35 out of these other 3. But nonetheless, that just goes to show how good Barrell Bourbon Batch 35 really is. I've said it before, Batch 31 is probably my favorite, but Batch 35, which was the last release from last year, is just as good, maybe even better on some days. But there you guys go. Those were the 4 bourbons in this blind. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop that like, leave a comment down below on which ones you think you would have had first, second, third, and fourth. And if you're brand new, smash that subscribe button. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.